recovery cancel, but after a bash, it's definitely an exception. But bro, I'm from the time where you could paint shit with a zone, bro. I would parry an attack. Like yes, remember when I like sometimes I would doubt myself, and instead of pressing heavy, so I would see indicator, I would heavy, right? Because I would have a crushing counter on my heavy, right? Remember that? So
Yeah.
I would heavy, right? And then right after the fucking season 5 rework was so fucking good. I don't know if you guys were around, like year 2 season 1. Yeah, like see year 2 season 1 was bonkers. All of the reworks, like Kenzie rework was amazing. Highlander had some decent additions. Berserker rework is just usable up until the day of today. So like even with the characters, like especially with Virtuosa, it kind of counters her. Amazingly creative offense. You can delay the lights whenever you want. Like fucking Conk, right? Got a rework back then. You could heavy on indicator, brushing counter the attack, okay, top your opponent, and if you failed it, or if someone was gonna peel for you in a team fight, you could soft feint that heavy after crushing counter it into a full block, right? And if someone is like attacked with an unblockable, and then with a feintable attack, and they fainted into a GB, you could on reaction look at that motherfucker and zone. So you would soft feint your heavy crushing counter into a full block, and then you would soft feint your full block into a zone attack that was almost unparryable because of the short range, and you would have blocking on all 3 directions.
You know, at one point, Conk had like 9 option selects in his kit or something ridiculous like that.
What? It wasn't 9. It was like it was like 3. It was like 3.
No,
it was like 3.
I think it was more.
No, well, in his character in general, you could count like 6, maybe like 7, but like, and if you count all 3 directions, it would be like 12. But like, that's that soft feint that I'm talking. Like, how deep does the rabbit hole goes, right? If you fuck up the first option select, you have a second one. If you fuck up the second option select, you have a third one. That's how deep it goes, right? So it was 3. But it was the zone, it was the heavy soft feint, which you could argue the heavy itself was another one, so that's 3, and then you would have the bash option select where you would dodge an attack, and it's an undodgeable, and that's 4, right? The 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth. But yeah,
bro, I remember a lot of obscure shit. Do you remember the thing that Aramusha had, where if you whiffed the top heavy, you returned to neutral mad quick, and it was like a dodge cancel?
Yep.
I used to
I'm
use
so
that a
upset.
lot.
They in the rework, they had that. Some retard reported that as a bug, and they thought it was a bug. They fixed it. Like, okay.
I used to use that a lot.
It was so useful, especially with this new rework. If I had that, I would completely design my Aramusha gameplay completely differently. But now I'm fucked, I guess. So I got what I got. Old reworks, bro. Let's think for a second. Conks, do you remember the testing grounds of Conk when he had that dodgeable heavy?
Yeah.
Bro, it was the first unblockable that was. I don't know if you know the number. So like, Orochi's top unblockable is 800, right? Ocelot's heavy finishers are all 3 sides are unblockables. They're also 800. You don't have a heavy attack that is less than 800. Conk was gonna be the first. I mean, he is the first right now, but like it's a new. Conk was gonna be the first. He was gonna have a recovery cancel where you do an attack, you leave your opponent in a hit stun, right? And now you can go into your flail. Oh my god, it's your posture. It's literally like Virtuosa right now. You would go into your posture. What was her posture? He didn't net block from any of the sides, but he had a 700 MS heavy attack from any direction that wasn't light interruptible. And then they were just like, you know, there's some flickers, there's some spaghetti code here. We're just not gonna bother. How about it just faints to full block? How about that? How about we just do the traditional one? Like, okay, fuck me, I guess. Shaolin can have a flicker, and fucking you guys can't fix the Conquer flicker, even though Conquer has been a hero that has been in the game for year 1. Okay, fuck you then, Ubisoft, and I stopped playing fucking Conk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, the only unblockable heavy that is 700 MS is Conks, I think. 700. Yeah, it's Kong's charging, but it's preceded by some preceded by going into the stance, which takes time. It is what it is.
I remember random shit too, like fucking Black Prior when he came out.
Yeah.
He had a glitch going on where if someone was out of stam and he did a light into a chain bash, it was undodgeable.
Yeah, Yandy had the
For
same.
some reason.
I think it was Yandy.
Why is there a woman with a cock on my fucking homepage?
Yo, what?
Wait, back out the sharks. I think that same bug that you just said right now, Berko, is actually on Virtuosa. Can we go to training? Not training. Let's go to just do a real quick.
Custom. So
yeah, just 2v2. Just it doesn't matter. Just whatever settings.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take bots off.
Dude, miss.
Alcohol knows it's gonna win.